All right, we're going to call the meeting back to order. Next on the agenda for this evening is the 2017 grant request by community groups. Here's what we're going to do. Everybody gets a maximum of 3 minutes. That doesn't mean you have to use all 3 minutes. Maximum of 3 minutes. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then after that, we may or may not have some questions about what your initiative is or what you're doing. Most of you we are very familiar with, so it should be short and sweet for you. Debbie's going to keep time, and I'm sure she'll pounce when you hit 3 minutes.
She'll yell, "Get the hook."
Gleaners Food Bank.
Who's our representative?
First on the hot seat. Oh, and this is for tall people, sorry. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to come and speak to your group today. And we want to say thank you for the several years worth of generous donations that your organization has made to helping feed hungry kids in the county. I myself am a resident of Hamilton County, so this is kind of fun for me. But I'm representing Gleaners Food Bank here today, and we are asking for a grant in support of the Backsacks Weekend Food for Kids program. This program provides a bag of nutritious, shelf-stable meals for children K to 6th grade that have been identified by their school as being chronically hungry. We serve 252 students a week in Hamilton County, 78 of which are right here in Clay Township at 4 of your elementary schools. Orchard Park, Cherry Tree, Forest Dale, and Carmel Elementary School receive this program every single week. We believe that providing hunger relief to students, especially in elementary school, is just so critical to their future success in life. And we really want to remove those barriers that children who are food insecure face to leading healthy and productive lives. So we believe that a grant from your foundation will help us continue this very necessary program in this township.
What was your name? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm Rachel Conn.
Could you spell your last name, please?
Yes, it's C-O-N-N, and I'm the Youth Programs Manager.
And do you have an amount you're requesting?
Yes, we are respectfully requesting $8,000 to support this program.
And I heard you say 78 in Clay Township. What was that, the percentage of total served?
Of the students in Hamilton County or the overall program?
In what percentage of Clay Township versus your overall program?
So 78 students in Clay Township. Overall, it's 10,128 students. So
all right.
It's a small percent, but not an unimportant percent.
That's a great way to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chassie's Place?
Good evening.
Hello.
I first want to thank you very much. Oh, I have my request to hand out to you.
Time's a ticking.
No, it's not. Don't listen.
I've never actually brought it. I've always emailed it to you, so I got off my game.
Thank you.
Well, so as I said, thank you very, very, very much for past support. You guys have, I'm Toby Stark with Chassie's Place. I'm not going to thank you for a third time. But I'm going to tell you that I'm asking the township for a lot more money this year, which is phenomenal because what that means is we are expecting to reach more children and more adults in the township. I know that you all know the statistic, but I think it bears repeating. 1 in 10 children are sexually abused by their 18th birthday, and 90% of those children are abused by someone they know, love, and trust. And as you know, we also have a youth suicide prevention program because children who have been sexually abused are 7 times more likely to die by suicide. Our grant request to you, however, focuses on our child sexual abuse prevention programs. And I'd like to share with you just some key numbers. Our Smart Steps program, that's our body safety program for elementary school children. Teach kids their bodies belong to them. They have the right to say no to unwanted touches from anyone. Tell a trusted adult, and abuse is never their fault. This school year alone, we reached almost 24,000 elementary school kids throughout central Indiana. Our Stewards of Children program, which is where we train adults on how to prevent child sexual abuse, how to recognize the warning signs, and how to respond to a disclosure. We've trained almost 6,000 adults, and I want to share with you that in 2015, we trained almost 1,300 adults, which was a 21% increase over 2014. And so far this year in July, we've already exceeded our 2015 numbers.
Wow.
And that means the community is learning about this topic, is understanding it, and they are willing to be part of the solution. And you all are part of the solution with your funding. We've always asked a fairly modest amount because we've always been very cognizant of the percentage of people that we're reaching in Clay Township specifically with the monies that we request. But in the coming year, we're projecting that 25% of who we will be reaching with our prevention programs will actually be in Clay Township. So I'm actually very excited that we're able to come to you asking for additional funds because it means we're going to be having a stronger impact in this community.
Thank you, Toby.
Thank you for your consideration.
And your amount?
21.
21,000.
Thank you.
Can I answer any questions? Okay.
Keep up the good fight. Meals on Wheels.
Good evening. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak to you for 3 minutes or less, and also for your past support. This has been such a tremendous help for us. The funding that we have received in the past and the funding that we're requesting tonight, which is $30,000, pays for about 24% of the total cost of serving Clay Township. At any given time, the 4 routes that we are delivering to here in Carmel, we're delivering to about 41 people, give or take, and we're averaging about 1,011 meals per month to those folks, and that's figures for the first 5 months of 2016. So we're trying to target about 110 people in 2017. That's a little bit of a bump from what we're thinking will be this year. And we have already served 80 so far this year. 15% of the folks that we serve in Carmel are also on our Sponsor Senior program, which means we pay for all or part of their meal through our Sponsor Senior, as I said, and that is funds directly from Clay Township.
Could you give us your name? I know who
I'm
you are, but
sorry.
it has to go on
Beth
that tape.
Gelhausen, I'm the
Thanks,
Director of
Beth.
Meals on Wheels. I apologize. Any
Sorry.
questions?
No, Beth,
No, but
thank you.
Thank you.
Trinity Free Clinic.
Good evening. My name is Dina Furchman. Again, I'm probably the shortest person here. I'm the director of the Trinity Free Clinic, and I'd like to thank you for giving us the time and consideration to all of the worthy causes here tonight. So a lot of us thought that with the passing of the Affordable Health Care, everybody would get health insurance, all the care would be free, and then Trinity Free Clinic could finally close its doors. And we realized that actually that was not what happened at all. What happened is that the folks that are what we call the working poor of the county, the folks that have several part-time jobs, or the folks that have the low-paying full-time jobs, now their insurance is higher, and it can only be used for acute care once they have reached their deductible. For example, yesterday I had a lady, she's a senior citizen, who works full-time at Walmart at our clinic. And I said, well, if you work full-time, don't you have insurance? I do. That is, Walmart helps to pay for it, employee benefit. She cannot use it until she reaches her deductible of $5,500. So, we have now seen an increase. We used to take care of mostly folks that had no insurance. Now 20% of our folks have insurance. They just can't use it. So that is one of the first big changes that we have seen basically in our population. Regarding our programs that we're doing, we're still doing all of our medical and dental care. So folks will come in for from little things from ear infections to skin cancer. from needing glasses to needing surgeries for detached retinas. And the beauty is that since we've been here for so long, we have so many partners that we can't pick up the phone and call that eye surgeon and say, can you please help this person? The last 2 years, we have had about 6 people that would be blind today had it not been because we had wonderful partners that could take care of them. So last year, we were able to provide 6,000 medical and dental visits, and 24% of those visits were for residents of Clay Township. Our cost to serve residents of Clay Township was $250,000. However, the benefit to the community was more like $500,000 because we can do it so cheaply. Our building is free, and all of our medical and dental labor, everything is free. Plus, we get great deals we never pay. We like things on sale. We never pay full price for anything, for things for our patients. And we would like to request respectfully $30,000 to continue doing our work for the residents of Clay Township.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I assume that you've received all the grant request
I
forms?
have, and we'll get them in a binder.
Okay,
Okay.
great, thank you.
Where am I? Carmel Fire Holiday Assistance Program. Jeremy.
Good evening. My name is Jeremy Mainers. I'm with the Carmel Fire Department, and with the retiring of Captain Jim Spellbring, I am the new chairperson of the Community Assistance Program. I want to first say thank you for your generous gift for this year, and that will go to tremendously help the people of our community. 100% of everything we do stays right here in Clay Township. We provide food baskets and clothing for children in Clay Township around the holiday time. It's usually around the first week of December. We get all of our names through the Good Samaritan Network. They do the exact same thing we do, but we take all of their names from Clay Township and take care of the people in our community where they serve the rest of Hamilton County. Last year we served about 200 children, which was about 100 families. Everything we do is donation-based completely. And the people that sponsor families or that don't sponsor families, we buy clothing, which includes a winter coat, a pair of shoes, socks, underwear, things kids that a lot of people don't think about giving to children. We provide those for the children. And sometimes even the families, the adults get some gifts as well, but our main focus is the children. They also get meals. We have a great partnership with Carmel Financial. They provide a lot of non-perishable food items for us, and we provide all of the perishable items for the food baskets. That includes ham, a big roast of ham, gallons of milk, bread, eggs, things that they can use, essentials to make meals for their families around the holiday season. Like I said, we reached 200 children. We hope to in the future. The program has kind of been revitalized recently, and we would like to start providing assistance to senior citizens throughout Clay Township, probably in the middle of the year sometime, to kind of break up the two divisions. But that's something that's coming in the future. So again, we are respectfully asking for $10,000 to help assist with our needs for the coming year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy. You're up.
Thanks, Sandy.
Sandy, you should teach classes on how to put together materials.
Well, that may be my retirement occupation. My name is Sandy Stewart, and I am the Executive Director of Prime Life Enrichment. And so you know what a wild-eyed liberal I really am. I'm also in favor of schools and fire protection and police service, that none of which turn a profit and all of which require subsidy. And I'm very...
Boy, we've got it radical tonight, don't we?
And I'm very, very grateful that the Clay Township Board recognizes the need to support human services in our community. I know that I'm preaching to the choir. I know you understand that. I know you know about the value of transportation. And I'm very grateful that our agency has benefited from your support for so many years. Every year I come and tell you about the growing population and the growing need. The aging population particularly is growing, and the older people get, the more services they're likely to need. We do our best to keep up with it, and you're a very valued partner in that. We keep, one of the pieces I gave you was a volunteer booklet, so we use a lot of volunteers so that we can keep growing despite the fact that our budget really stays pretty much the same. For example, in 1990, it cost $12.18 per unit of service that we provided. Last year, it cost $6.30. In Clay Township, where 59% of all of our services are provided, with the $30,000 that you gave us, 1 unit of service cost the township 35 cents. So 35 cents bought an hour of respite care, an hour of caregiver support or bereavement support, an hour of exercise at the center. So we're doing our best to really maximize the funding that you give us. Also, good news, we finally got our pool fixed, $1,000 in repair. We received a wonderful grant from United Way, so please come and see it. It's gorgeous. Well, the report I gave you for last year has a picture, so you don't have to come, but you should. And we also received 2 new vehicles, and we raised enough money at our auction to pay our cost share of $14,000. So it's been a good year. We request funding in the same amount again. If you don't have any questions for me, I have an announcement I'd like to make to you. I am not retiring, but this is the last time I will appear before you as executive director. I am going to concentrate on development. I'm going to be the development director because I want to work less. I've been working 4 days a week for the past year. I liked it so much I'm going to 3 days. The organization really wouldn't be healthy with a 3-day executive director. And fortunately, we had a wonderful succession plan in place. 8 years ago, we hired the lady who's sitting over here. Her name is Sherry Ballard. Sherry has been working, doing a fabulous job as our assistant director for 8 years, just waiting for me to step down. But she's going to be extraordinary, and I will not be leaving the agency that I love, and I will still be doing many of the same things, but less of them. So,
thank you,
as
Sandy.
an important funder, we wanted you to know that.
Thank you very much. No, that's the timer.
Oh, the timer?
I tried to pick a gentle instead of a big
Something
buzz.
soothing.
Yeah. I was waiting.
Yeah, it did. Sorry, Sandy.
It's about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Janice.
Thank you.
You could co-teach the class on putting things together.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for letting me be here this evening. My name is Debbie Laird, and I'm the Senior Vice President at Janus Developmental Services. And I, too, want to begin by thanking you for your previous support, which enabled the staff of Janus to stay true to our mission of providing adults with disabilities the opportunity to participate and contribute within the community. Thanks to you, Janus is able to provide the following programs and services. We have community employment. Last year, Janus partnered with 38 community businesses to secure employment for 75 adults with disabilities. Work experience. Last year, Janus partnered with 17 businesses who supplied assembly or piecework to 99 individuals at Janus, and this is a 9% increase from the previous year. The Capabilities Cafe, which is located in the Government Center in Noblesville and provides real-life, real employment opportunities for some of our clients, served over 12,000 meals, 12,000 lunches last year alone. Our Doorways program have 11 different activities, which include gardening, music, fitness, and community service activities, just to name a few. And last year, our clients donated 586 hours of voluntary community service throughout Hamilton County. Hamilton County Express has a fleet of 22 buses, 23 drivers, and a full-time mechanic. and provided 11,047 rides for Clay Township residents last year. The total number of trips for Hamilton County was 50,579. So 21.84% of all the trips provided were for Clay Township residents. We drove nearly 475,000 miles throughout Hamilton County last year. Riders depend on our transportation service to access medical, dental, and therapy appointments, as well as transportation to and from work, social events, shopping, things like that. 66% of the trips that were made last year were taking people to work. I think that's really important for the economy of the county. We empower our clients to develop to their fullest potential as they learn skills that enhance their abilities to live and work successfully in our community. When that happens, everyone benefits. Janus is respectfully requesting $30,000. In previous years, Clay Township has embraced and supported our efforts, and for that we are grateful, and I thank you.
Well, we thank you, and I also want to tell you, make a great breakfast when you do your fundraiser.
Oh.
That's a really unique idea that other groups should try to do. I know that it's very successful for you,
Yes,
and I
it
bought a
is.
birdhouse.
Oh, well, great.
I love
Good
a
for
birdhouse.
you.
I've got a little bird family in it right now.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Prevail?
I don't think I get points for the packet.
Ah, sorry. Not everybody can be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a tutor.
And I've got a couple extras.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. I'm Susan Ferguson. I'm the Executive Director at Prevail. And thank you. You guys have been very supportive of Prevail for a number of years, and our request is the same as last year. So you have numbers in front of you, so rather than give you statistics, I actually brought some stories from the people who receive our services and who deliver our services. So I would like to just take a moment to read those. This first one is from our advocate who works with teenagers who have been affected by sexual assault. A 15-year-old survivor of sexual assault by a friend's parent began services in May 2014. She knew about Prevail from a friend who had previously utilized our services. During her participation in services at Prevail, this client participated in 2 cycles of our teen sexual assault support group and 2 cycles of our Running Free support group, which we co-facilitate with Agape Therapeutic Writing Center. Throughout her group participation, this client received individual and court support as she prepared for and completed a deposition and wrote a victim impact statement for the sentencing hearing. In September 2015, this teen, along with family agreement, successfully terminated services. She reported having increased openness in her expression of feelings, coping strategies for her anger towards the offender, and no self-blame about the incident. In her advice letter to other teen survivors, she states, "Being in group has shown me not think low of myself and that what happened was not my fault. You'll learn a lot in this group, but in my opinion, the most valuable thing is the fact that you will get through this thing and that there are people here who are there for you." We also received this letter from a client. Dear Prevail, I wanted to let you know once again how grateful I am to your organization for all the support you gave me when I was at my lowest point. I truly believed I wasn't going to get out of my marriage unless he killed me or until he killed me. I never imagined I would escape his control, and then I found Prevail. Thank you for all the emotional and literal hand-holding you provided to me. I'm remarried now to a loving, supportive, and gentle man. I never dreamed life could be this easy. You changed my life, and I am forever grateful. Thank you. And then finally, one that we received from a local church. Dear Prevail staff, often in our ministry, we encounter people who have a painful past. They will share heartache and suffering with us. As our staff of pastors listen to these stories, we are constantly praying, Lord, help us. Lately, we have noticed a trend. Many of the stories that are shared with us have an interesting twist. They all start with pain, but then they share, then I went to Prevail. Thank you, Prevail, for being so many people's answer to prayer. We love you. So I wanted to share those stories because I know we talk a lot of numbers and we do serve 2,500 people. The dollars that we ask for from Clay Township is about 15% of the services that we provide to Clay Township. and less than about 0.25% of our total budget overall. So we are incredibly appreciative of the $30,000 that Clay Township has offered in the past, and that we are asking that same amount again this year. And
30.
we appreciate, yes,
All
30,000.
right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You said there, in your first testimonial there, did you say Agape?
Yes, we do work with Agape. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In AMI.
Hello, I'm Donna Yancey. I'm with what we call NAMI, and it stands for National Alliance on Mental Illness. And so that's what NAMI stands for. And first of all, I would like to thank you for past support. I'm here to ask for some funding for a training that we do with for first responders regarding mental illness. And we have been doing this in Hamilton County now for about 5 years. And last year, our training, we had about half of them were from Carmel and about the other half were from Fishers. And what our goal here is to teach the first responders, primarily law enforcement, about what mental illness is, legal ramifications, how to interact, how to de-escalate situations. Because what we do know is that about 1 in 5, or some even state 1 in 4 persons have a mental illness. Not everybody goes into a crisis that results in a call for law enforcement. But when a law enforcement officer does arrive, if they can recognize if this is a result of a mental illness, then the goal is that they would be transported to a facility for treatment instead of taken to jail and arrested and then getting a criminal record. When that happens, we create additional expense to our communities because we have the cost of the jail, the judge, the prosecutor, the defense, etc., as well as that a criminal record will create problems for them in getting housing, etc., for the future. By getting them into treatment, we hope that they will stay in treatment, and then they ultimately can become productive members of society. And there are many people who are what we call in recovery, that you have no idea that they have a mental illness because they are receiving adequate treatment. And when they are in recovery, like I said, not only are they productive members of society, but they have a better life, to be very honest, okay? We are requesting $2,000, and that is about 16% of the cost to put on this 40-hour training for law enforcement and other first responders. We will have one training a year, and it's generally in March. And the class, we like to limit it to 50. And
Sounds like you're doing great work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Interfaith hospitality. School exchange program.